What's going on, guys? Bonafide Hustler here with special guest
Night Required Field here.
Night Required Field in the house today. We're talking to a resident green room Craigslist expert, and I can't wait to get to the content. It's going to be a great show. So, Night, where are you from? And you do have a YouTube channel. Let's discuss where you're from first.
So I'm in Southern California, and yeah, you can find me on YouTube. I just now started a YouTube channel. You can find me Night Required Field or nightrequiredfield.com, or if you search on YouTube, it's just put Night Craigslist, and I should be right up there.
Okay, so that is your YouTube channel, brand new, but you are our resident Green Room University expert on Craigslist, and that's crazy because you have like all kinds of cool Craigslist stories and stuff, and we're going to get you on for a secondary show for really some of the more shock value of that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I'm going to lead into the first question of the outline, which is, how did you start hustling?
Yeah, I mean, I've been messing around on eBay since like 1999, and I was doing, geez, like I was in the good old days of eBay in the mid 2000s. I mean, I was doing back in the good old days where you can do HTML. I used to have listings, and I would sell wholesale lots, and so I would have literally 1,000 pictures in my one eBay auction showing everything that I got. And this is back in the days. It was kind of crazy. I sold wholesale lots, and we used to do, believe it or not, I would have auctions that go up to $40,000, $50,000, and $60,000. But I don't do that anymore though, because it was kind of a crazy time. But yeah, those are the days back then. Those are the good old days 10 years ago.
Good old days 10 years ago. Now, one of the things that you talked to me before the show was airing, is that Craigslist is your only source to find products right now. Is it true?
Yeah. I mean, right now I've been kind of doing eBay kind of as a hobby. Like I basically haven't stepped into a thrift store or a Goodwill or anything for 7 years. I just do Craigslist. I basically been on vacation for 7 years, just making people come to me and just doing Craigslist kind of as a hobby. But I'm gonna be picking that up right now. Like, making it. I need to double up. I need to double up my sales right now.
Yeah, I find that really interesting because anytime a green room member has like met up with you, whether at a restaurant or something, they're always like, "Oh, I just went outside to like do a Craigslist deal or something." Yeah. So you have these people truly come to you, right? They go on your terms, your hours, all that kind of stuff, right?
No, that's what I do. I mean, I think I had a couple of green room people come by, like they were just traveling by, and we went and had dinner and stuff. And I actually literally had someone come to outside the restaurant, and then do a deal right there on the spot. And then I came in with a handful of stuff in the restaurant, just plopped it down on the table.
That's awesome. So like, the hustle can be done even on your personal schedule, like, right?
Oh yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Dude, I mean, I have a video coming out that I actually went out to the movies on it was Memorial Day weekend just now. And I have a video coming out that I had them outside the movie theater, literally waiting for me to come out. And I bought a bunch of smartwatches.
Wow. That's crazy, man. That's really cool. So most of this stuff, is it finding its way to eBay or Amazon or back on Craigslist, right? Some of it goes back on Craigslist, right?
Yeah. So I mean, a ton of stuff goes on eBay. I share my eBay store on my channel on almost the first link, but a ton of the stuff goes on eBay. But all the big stuff, like huge stuff, I don't want to ship or mess with like that. Like I get huge full size vacuums, big speaker units. The big surround sounds, brand new, and those humongous boxes that you see at Costco and Target and all that kind of stuff. Those I'll put back on Craigslist and selling apps and stuff.
Cool. So let's talk about explain Craigslist. Someone that's maybe tuning in, a complete newbie. What is Craigslist to the people out there? Like, if you could just kind of dumb it down and go, this is kind of what it is. Like, how would you explain it?
I mean, Craigslist started for the community. Like, they're really like it's just for. It gives a ton of services for the community, but for resellers, it's a great place to buy things. People are always putting up stuff. People always, they get gifts. They need to move. They need to sell things. So like, people are able to post on there for free, and you're able to post your items on there for free. And then you just meet up with people locally, like in your community, and it's easy as that. No hassle of shipping and all that kind of stuff.
So what makes it such a good opportunity, besides the fact that it's free and you can mess with local people? What is like the opportunity for someone that maybe not messing with Craigslist? What is the real opportunity here?
I mean, you get to sell stuff for cash. If you need cash quickly, you don't got to wait. You don't got to wait to make any transfers and any of that. It's great to sell big. It's great to sell big items. It's great to, for me, obviously, I have a lot of people come and bring me stuff. Like I basically haven't gone out sourcing in 7 years. I've been on vacation for 7 years. Vacation's over. I'm going to be doing more, but I have people come and bring things to me, and I haven't been out. I haven't had to go out to buy anything for years.
Yeah, that's amazing. We're going to get into more of that here in a second. So are there any significant drawbacks to using Craigslist to make money? Can you, I mean, over the many years that you've done it, like, can you, highlight a couple drawbacks already that you've seen?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's a little slow because you got to get, you got to negotiate with people. Sometimes people get, they get a little, you offer them, money on their stuff and all that. And, sometimes they're not exactly happy about that, but what are the drawbacks? Yeah, I mean, for me, I got to message a lot of people. I got to go through each listing. If I don't know the item, I got to kind of review it. I got to research it super quick. Like if I don't know what the item is, I don't know what it's going to sell for. I got to take a second to research it. So it can be time consuming a little bit.
Right. So
messaging that many people all throughout the day.
Let's talk about one of your Craigslist setups that's like kind of repeatable in a typical Craigslist setup that you use to make money. Like what would that kind of look like?
So, I mean, I look for my favorite electronics. So I have a list of electronics that I like. For example, I like, the digital cameras. I like the calculators. I like the speakers, Bluetooth speakers and stuff. So I'm always searching those, and I save links. So if you have a browser, I save links to those searches, and I can actually open all those links and search each single one. And I can go through and find the ones that I like, find the good deals, look for new, put in those good keywords, look for new stuff. And then I just pretty much message each person. I'm kind of mass messaging, mass emailing, mass texting every single person. And then, just waiting for, then I just sit back and wait for responses.
That's interesting because everyone's in a different financial situation, right?
Yeah.
And so you'd be surprised. I love Craigslist because you can get some of the most amazing deals, but you got to be fast. But you can get some of the most amazing deals for pretty much nothing. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And Craigslist also for trade reasons. You ever done trades on Craigslist? Like you got something that you're really not into, and you're just like, oh, you posted it up for trade, and you can get some really crazy stuff for trades too. Have you ever done that?
No, never, because I never buy anything that I'm not into. I just always sell it.
Oh, that's good. Well, then,
but people hit me up. I mean, whatever. It's a good idea. So let's say I'll give an example where I would do it. I mean, if someone wanted to trade one of my huge items that I don't want to ship, then at that point, then yeah, maybe I'll trade for something smaller that I can ship. So I'd trade for something smaller that I can put on eBay.
Right.
That might sell faster for me. Then I would trade, but it's not. I'm not really into that all that much.
Okay.
But I always ask if people say they have trades. I ask, yeah, sure, buddy. What do you got? Let me know what you have.
You'd be surprised, man. I get hit like every month with people, offering trades for random stuff that is on my Craigslist, which, I probably should put a paragraph, a copy and paste from a Word doc, just like if you're, I'm interested in these things. If you just happen to have them, a lot of times you can trade up, right?
Yeah.
And get something that's more valuable. So let's talk about buying on Craigslist. Let's get real organized here. Let's talk about some buying on Craigslist tactics. What tools do people need to start looking for deals? Like you already talked about this about 2 minutes ago, that you're mass emailing people, mass texting people. So what tools do people really need? Just a laptop, right?
Yeah. I mean, I only use a laptop. I know you and I know some other people that use Craigslist apps, and those are great too. But I mean, I just like I said, I save the bookmarks, and so they're always there, and I can just open them all and search in there. But my main tool right there is a laptop, and then as far as finding deals, and I mean that's it. So
you are actually going to the Craigslist.com site, right?
.org, Chris.
.org, sorry. Okay, .org. Yeah, I mean it's all programmed in my computer, so it's just a link, so I don't even know anymore. So you're going to the .org thing, and you are going into, my guess, the for sale. Are you going into actual sections, like, because people miscategorize things all the time, right? So you're probably hitting for sale section first, right? You hit that, and then you do some searches, right?
Yeah, I keep it easy. I go to the I do go to the for sale section. I just keep it there. But and then every once in a while, I'll just kind of scroll through. Like I won't use my bookmarks. I'll just scroll through and look for everything. And that's when I use my vague keywords like new inbox and stuff like that. And then I'll just scroll through that super fast. Okay. And it's been great ever since, because Craigslist, like, it's not the old days. So if anyone used to mess with Craigslist, it's not the old days. Like, now they have pictures, like you can scroll through and you can see the actual pictures of the items as you're scrolling through. It's not just words anymore. So it's a lot better. It's a lot better than it was, 5, 6, 7 years ago.
So talk to me about these bookmarks. You're in the for sale section. Let's say you want to create a bookmark, because how many bookmarks do you have? Like 20 to 50, something like that?
I think I'm at least 50, coming up on 60. I think
coming up on 60 bookmarks that at your own leisurely time you go through, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, every morning and throughout the day, like I have two sections. I have one that has everything, and then I have one that has one folder that has everything, and then one folder that has like just my favorite stuff or most high value stuff. But as far as the bookmarks go, like
walk us through like a bookmark. Like if someone wanted to do like, I want to do a bookmark just like Knight does, how would you do it?
All right, so let's say I'm looking for, do I have anything right here? No. So let's say I'm looking for a Bluetooth speaker. Like, so the small Bluetooth speakers that people take to the pool, they take to the beach. Let's say Jambox. Okay, so Jambox Bluetooth speaker. So that's my Craigslist search. Mine is just Bluetooth speaker. So Bluetooth speaker, you look for that on Craigslist, and then so that will pop up and it'll show all the Bluetooth speakers. And then what you'll do is that you'll make a folder in your browser, whatever browser you use, and then you either click the add bookmark button and add it to that folder, or you just drag next to the address on the page. You'll drag from the page there and then drag it into the folder, and then just keep on building that up. Every time you find something you want to sell, collectibles, I mean even collectibles, electronics, anything, just keep on adding that. And then once you have that all full, you just click through and just check that every morning. Okay,
so every morning you come up to that link, it's going to refresh, or you just hit the refresh button, or automatically it has refreshed, right?
Yeah. I know on Firefox. So here's the big tip. I know on Firefox, if you right click on the folder, then you put, and you got to have if you have 50 bookmarks, and you better have a good computer. You right click the folder.
Refresh thing, right?
No, you right click the folder and you hit open all in tabs, and it will open every single one across your entire browser. But you better make sure you have a good computer. Yeah. You better make sure you have a good computer when you do that.
Okay. What computer are you using
right now? Waiting an hour. I am a horrible minimalist. I have like 3 laptops. Right this second, I'm on a MacBook. I just now learned Apple like 2 months ago.
Did you really? Okay. So you have an Apple MacBook Pro, or just a Mac? It's a Mac, right?
So the one I'm most familiar with is I use Windows. That's one that I do every morning. I'm moving over. I'm trying out the Mac, but yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, well, let me tell you, if you do that, then make sure that your profiles are synced. So whether I'm on the Windows computer or this MacBook, my folders are always going to be the same, because all my profiles are synced. And so I can look on Craigslist like wherever I am, no matter what I'm on, and my phone too.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we clearly went through what tools do people need to start looking for deals. Do you ever mess with apps on the phone? Like, your laptop's not always there, and maybe you're just chilling on a beach over there. You live in Cali, so like, maybe you're chilling on a beach, but you still want to do some, Craigslist looking. Do you ever use apps?
No, I use. I try to keep myself personally. So apps are great, and I'm not saying to not do it. I personally don't put a lot of apps on my phone, but I do know that I think Craigslist Pro is great. Mm-hmm. But for me personally, I just use Firefox on my phone to search stuff. It's all the same to me, but that's really just a personal preference. If you're an app person, then I know that there's Craigslist Pro. I know that you and I talked years ago about Craigslist Pro. I think you taught me about Craigslist Pro years ago. And yeah, so it was great when I used it, but my personal preference is to keep apps off my phone. So I just use Firefox. I just go on the website, because like I said, on Firefox, my bookmarks are still the same. And so I can still open them, especially my small folder of my favorite stuff. I just open that folder and I can just check them out. And I always do that. I always do that if I'm like eating at Disneyland, or like you said, going to the beach, or at Staples at a concert, waiting for a concert to start 30 minutes late. Then yeah, I'm always checking for the deals, because like you said, the best stuff is going to go super fast.
Yeah, that is true, man. I missed out on something that I actually wanted personally. Go ahead.
We're about to have a guest. Let me move the guest out of the camera here.
I saw a guest. Yeah, man, you're right. The deals go really, really fast. I saw a tube the other day, like a water skiing tube that was really awesome. It's called a molecule,
Yeah.
and it was like way undervalued. And they were like, we only used it for like 5 days and everything. And a molecule raft towable is like $500 anywhere you go. And this dude
Yeah.
was asking 100, like used 5 times, and it was inflated in the picture, no leaks. I'm like, oh my god, what a deal! And of course, like it was gone. You have to be
Right.
really, really fast on Craigslist. That's the thing. When the good deals come, you have to be really, really quick.
Oh yeah. No, I mean that's why I try to jump on it as much as possible. But yeah, with those deals, it can be frustrating. So you know, especially your favorite stuff, you really got to be on top of it because you know that, you know, even if you're in a small area, then there's 10 or 100 people looking for that same thing. I've lost a bunch of stuff, and it sucks when the seller leaves it up there, when the seller
Mhm.
leaves it up there, and then people are still
Yeah,
messaging.
super
I'm
misleading.
like, oh man,
Yeah, that's not fun.
yeah.
Um,
So you got to be fast.
let's talk about the offer real quick. What's right and wrong? Like, okay, so now you've opened up your tabs and you're going to offer people stuff for clearly items that you have bookmarked. What's a right and wrong kind of offer? Does that even exist?
No, it doesn't exist because you know people think that there's some kind of morality with making offers on things, but that's just what you're willing to pay. And the person has all the power in the world to say no. You
Yeah.
know, they can say no whenever they want. You're not holding anything, you know, you're not threatening them. You're not holding anything to their head. They can say no. So, you know, there's always kind of a debate on offering people less money, but that's just what you are willing to pay. You're not forcing them to take it, and you're offering a service. I mean, you know, if they're trying to sell the item and they need to get rid of it, they need money. I mean, some people, you know, they might just be bored of something or they don't care. Or how about this? A lot of people sell a lot of new stuff, and it might have been a gift and it was just like it wasn't something they asked for, and so they're selling it. They don't care what the thing was worth. You know, to them it's $0, and so you know, I'm always offering as low as I possibly can, of course, to everybody, and you know, there's no problem with that. The person can always say no.
That's right. So, do you kind of selectively do you kind of selectively pick when you lowball and when you don't, or is every offer you're giving kind of lowball?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it depends on what your definition of lowball is. I guess I kind of feel it out. Um, really, I of course try to make, you know, the old trick of, you know, you got to make them say the offer first.
Hmm.
And I've always been kind of doing that, always trying to make them make the offer first. But recently, I've been kind of asking them, "Hey, I saw you listed, you know, this item. What did you want for it? 50 question mark?" And let's say like I want to sell it on eBay for 150 or 200. And so like a lot of people will, of course, you know, be prepared for this. A lot of people will look on eBay and they'll see what their item is worth, and they will price their item on Craigslist for exactly that price or even higher. But and so what I'll do, so I don't want to pay 150, of course. I want to pay 40, 50, 60. And so if I say, what do you want for it? Then they'll say 150. And then if I cut them in half or less, then sometimes people won't like that. And so what I've been doing recently is just say, hey, what do you want for this? 50 question mark? And then they will be, my theory is that they're too embarrassed to ask way over what I said. That's my current theory right now, is that
Okay.
they're going to be too embarrassed to say, oh, I want 200. You said 50? No, I want 200. So it's been working out. I've been doing it for like 5, 6, 7, 8 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you when you say that, what do you want 50? Is that in regards to an asking price of 150 or 100 or 250 or 200? Like,
Oh, so if they, yeah, so I'm using maybe a digital camera, for example, and let's say it sells for 150 on eBay,
okay,
then I want to start off at 50 or less.
okay,
I mean, no one's going to take $10. No one's going to take 20. And so, you know, it's not going to be thrift store prices or Goodwill prices. You know, no one's going to take that. But so I want to be at 50 or less for something that's 150. Well, I mean, I want to start at 50 or less for something that's 150.
okay.
But
What is
I don't want them to tell me 150 first, and then me
right,
say
right, right.
no 60, guy, because then they might get upset, and you don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, you're right. Because once you get them upset, it's kind of like you've pretty much
Yeah.
destroyed all your chances.
That's why. Let me tell you. That's why. You know, on the case of being upset, that's why I try to be as obnoxious and funny as possible on the text sometimes too. Like that's why I'll drop a ha ha here and LOL there. And I'll just play aloof to the price.
So in regards to text or messages, do you have a preference of email versus text messages? Like, do you have an actual preference?
Yeah, I mean, I do both. I mean, I guess I prefer text. I use Google Voice. You know, anyone that wants to mess with Craigslist, they need to get on. You know, they need to get a Google Voice phone number. A lot of people, you know, they're afraid to do, use their phone or give out their phone number and stuff like that, especially to strangers on Craigslist, and you know, or they're afraid to answer the phone to an unknown number. But if you go and get yourself a Google Voice number, or even let's say another cheap prepaid cell phone, but let's keep it on Google Voice. Go get yourself a Google Voice number. Then you have all the power in the world. You can shut it off at night. You can block numbers and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is don't be afraid to text. You know, get on the text. I prefer that myself. A lot of people nowadays, especially young people and stuff, they don't even touch their email ever.
Mhm.
A lot of the deals that I'm looking at, people will put their phone number, and I mean, I put my real number, but they put like the 714-555 I2E. You know, they'll put the fake number, so you just you know, you can put that in and use it. But yeah, long story short, I prefer text.
Okay. So you're going through these bookmarks and everything like that. You're deciphering picks and brands and all that kind of stuff. What exactly is going on through your head when you're scouting Craigslist and going from right to left on 50 freaking tabs open on your computer? What's going on through your head? I mean, I imagine it's pretty quick, right? These decisions,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah, because I'm so familiar with those particular ones. I know what I know what I want to offer, and you know, when you've been doing this for a minute, I mean, you get pretty used to it pretty quick, and you can even you know, for your favorite items you look for all the time, you can even keep a written piece of paper or a spreadsheet on what you want to pay, and so you just always keep that in mind, so you don't have to like memorize it or whatever, but yeah, so going through my head when I'm looking through it, like I'm just mass emailing people. I'm just mass messaging them. I basically get in touch. It's basically get in contact, and that's it.
Okay.
I
So as long
contact
as
the
you get in
people as fast as
contact.
possible so that they begin to message me.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
necessarily looking for all new stuff, or do you go with used stuff too?
So I do also do used stuff, but of course I'm trying to you know, I gear towards the new stuff, like all the gifts, all the stuff that people win in contests and at work and stuff
Wanting
like that.
contest. That's such a good one. I love that one. I love that
dude,
one. That one's
dude,
so good.
I have a Google Calendar. Everyone get their Google Calendar out and put a reminder every year to go on there and put on, you know, look for those one in contests, because I go to my chick's business, you know, her business Christmas the work Christmas party,
Yeah.
and people are winning like freaking iPads, laptops. I'm like, I need to get a real job. What is this? These people are winning. These people are winning like $2,000 laptops and stuff. But yeah, so one in contest is a great term to search. So write that down.
Yeah, because if you already got your laptop and it's all populated with all your like everything is perfect the way you want it, like what good is another laptop? And usually it's never better than what you got, usually,
Yeah,
right? It's always like
yeah,
something a little bit cheaper. So you're just gonna throw it on Craigslist and see if you can get, 75 or 50% of the value, right?
exactly, exactly. Especially, I mean, especially if people are kind of, you know, to be honest, like so, you know, to be honest, people might be living paycheck to paycheck. They'll win something, and so they get like $1,000 laptop, and they already have one, yeah, and so like they'll just you know, they'll just want to get some money out of it because they are living paycheck to paycheck, and so you yourself are you know, providing a service to give them cash because they need cash and they want cash.
Yeah. Because that thing's just sitting there, right? It's not
Exactly.
doing them any good, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's the reason why the low ball or low offer can work a lot of times, is because if it's just sitting there and they're like, yeah, if you just put in your, your email or your text, like I'm mobile, I can meet today. Like those are kind of things that people really, really like to hear. They're like, all right, I could call this dude, get way less, but I could get it out of my way now, like today. Like
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I mean, that's why, you know, I'm available all day long. And so like people will be able to, you know, come by and meet up with me like anytime they want. So,
Okay.
and I have cash ready, and sometimes I'll send them a picture of me holding cash in my hand. So
Oh man, that's awesome. So let's go now transition into the meeting up with the seller portion. We just discussed buying on Craigslist tactics. Now let's go into the meeting up with the seller portion. This is when you actually show up, the sellers maybe getting out of their car, or you're meeting up somewhere in town with a seller. What are the best places to do this if you're a male or female? Like, where do you like? I mean, I know you said that people come to you and they come to you
yeah,
during
yeah,
restaurants and movies and like all kinds of stuff. But let's just
right,
suppose that you meet up with people. Where is the best place to do this if you're a male or a female?
yeah. I mean, so obviously the, you know, the good old standby at the coffee shop. is always good. Inside the coffee shop, not outside. If you're ever selling something expensive, let's say whatever's expensive to you, whether it's $50 or $100 or $1,000, a lot of times you can meet up at banks. Again, inside the bank, there's cameras everywhere and all that. And then especially because if the item is expensive, then you can get the cash checked on the spot. I always have the. I'll talk about this later, but I always have the counterfeit detector pens. But you can get the cash checked on the spot at a bank. So if you're selling anything expensive, then do that. But yeah, I mean the good old standbys of the coffee shop is it's good to do. Always do it inside, never the parking lot.
Yeah, I've never had a Craigslist expert on the show, like a true expert that really makes all the sourcing decisions off of Craigslist. So it's cool to see that you're meeting in these different places. You have the counterfeit pens. Like, this is awesome to see that somebody, this is your only way of getting items, right? As of right now.
Yeah, like literally. I mean, I've generated, it varies, I guess, but I've generated over 50,000 in sales, and I never leave the house ever. I just have everyone come to me. I just do it on Craigslist, and I just list on the spot. And as far as the counterfeit pens, I put a link to those in all my YouTube channels. So I put all my tools and everything in there too. So
okay, you also have a job as well outside of this whole thing, right?
No.
Oh, this is your thing.
Yeah, I've had a job. I've had a jobs in I think 17 years.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
I've been on vacation for 7 years. I just do this as a hobby. Really, but it is picking up. I'm running out of money, Chris. I'm picking it up.
Good. That's going to be awesome. So we're going to get you on another show as well, and we're really going to discuss, shock value and all kinds of stuff with Craigslist. That's going to be on a Wednesday night show, likely in about 2 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, something like that.
I've got stories, man. Tune in.
I bet you do, man. So let's talk about meeting up with the sellers. We figured out the best places to do this if you're a male or a female. What's really interesting about you is you're getting the seller to meet you on your terms, whether it's outside of a restaurant or movies. Or how do you do that, man? Like, how do you get them to meet on your terms, like where you're not even displaced for a second? Like, they're waiting outside of a movie for you. Like, how do you get that done?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just like I just have set rules for myself that I don't break them. I mean, I'll give an example. Like, I mean, last night I had someone messaging me with a digital camera that's it's brand new and amazing, but it's out in Corona, and it's a great deal. But here's the thing. Long story short, it's holding your ground, and it's just it's sticking to your rules, and it's holding your ground. So people message me, and last night I'm so tempted. I think it's $100 profit, 150 profit, but I got to drive out 40 minutes. Oh my God, 40 minutes. So the thing is that you just hold it. Long story short, I have the people come to me. I tell them I can't leave, and that's it. I tell them I can't leave. You just hold your ground, right? You don't get greedy. You don't get gready for that. I never get greedy for the money. I never get greedy for the items. I just say I can't leave, and then I rarely ever, unless I'm offering too low, I rarely ever lose out on items. If I just keep on telling them I can't leave, I'm doing work from home today. I got my kids at night. Then you just stick to that, and then they need the money, so they'll come to you. If they want to come to you, they will. This guy last night, he's also saying that he wants to meet over there in Corona, so I just won't go.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting for him to text me right now and come bring me money today, or come bring me my items today.
But
bring me my stuff.
Bring me your money. Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk about flaky sellers, because everyone that deals with Craigslist deals with flaky sellers, or people that don't meet up on time. How do you combat this? Like, how do you combat the flaky sellers, the unpunctual kind of people? Yeah. Say you come out of a movie and now it's like 30 minutes has passed by, the dude's still not there.
Right.
My guess is you probably just leave. But like, hold on, let's take it in your eyes. How do you do that?
Yeah, so I mean, so the thing is I might be dealing with that in the future, because like I said, I need to be buying a lot more stuff. I actually do need to start going out and getting things. I do need to drive 30 minutes to make $100. So the way you combat that, I guess, is I mean you really get a feel for it. You try to make them try to make the person commit. They send you a picture of the item, text you a picture of the item. Don't wait forever. I'm in the group, I'm in the reselling groups. I'm actually in my own local buy sell trade groups for Orange County, California, and a lot of people post and say, "Oh my God, I waited an hour." Don't wait an hour. And also I guess another big problem. So here's another way to deal with flakes. Just try to give the phone number and give them your phone number. A lot of people, yeah, I mean, they're afraid to give out the phone number, but like I said, get the Google Voice number. You can give that out freely whenever you want. You can, and there's no drama. You can block people. You can shut it off at night. Exchange phone numbers, and then just don't wait forever. And then try to meet up somewhere close, because you only have so much time in the day. Buying stuff on Craigslist, it does take a lot of time. So meet up as close as you can to your own place. If you don't, I live in an apartment complex, and so it's easy for me to say I have people come to me because they're not coming to my front door. And so if I wasn't doing this, I would be meeting at the Target or the Starbucks right across the street.
Yeah.
But don't wait forever. Get the phone number, give them your phone number, and if you're already out gonna do something, then
Right.
have them meet you where you're gonna be, and that's that. And like I said, just don't. I think it's insane when I hear stories of people waiting hours for people, or an hour for people to show up. Like 5 minutes and they're not there, and they're not responding to calls or texts. Move on to the next thing.
Yeah, that's important that you get the phone numbers exchanged, because it at least opens the communication part, right?
Yeah.
Like if the dude's stuck in traffic or something's not right, or they left a little late, at least you know that. The other good tip is like, yeah, meet somewhere close to your house. That like I like the gas station down the road from my house. I love that. And I tell them, like, text me when you're like less than 5 minutes away from the gas station or that intersection.
Yeah.
And as soon as I get that text, I'm out of my house, and I'm like, all right. And I have
Right.
never waited more than, I mean, the person's there almost every time that I go there. So
Exactly.
that's one of those things that you can really minimize how much it affects your time. And you can get the money made, or the product sold, however you do it, or you can get the product sourced in Knight's case right here.
And even if you are waiting, then make sure you have something to do. I mean, have some items pictured and be listing items on your phone on eBay while you're waiting in Starbucks.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about the cell phone lifestyle, or even the entrepreneur lifestyle. Like, as long as you have a really good phone, you can downtime is you can be really productive with downtime these days. Yeah. So yeah, like he's saying, meet somewhere close. Make sure you take your phone with you. All that kind of stuff. But establish that communication, or get those lines open, so it doesn't displace you very much from your own schedule.
Right.
Let's talk about reading the seller. So now you've opened the door of your vehicle. The person opens the door of their vehicle. It's like Braveheart. Like two things are about to collide, and then, like, what's going on through your head? Are you kind of reading the seller a little bit? Are you going, is this person legit? Is this item legit? Like, is everything good? Like, what's going on through your head right now? Or some of the signs that might lead to false information. You're like, something's not right about this product. Like, what's going on through your head?
A tiny bit. I mean, you'll see in my videos that usually when I'm getting out and meeting people, then I'm always yelling at them, "Hey, what's up? Hey, man, what's up?" And like, as far as red flags, and yeah, if they're all shifty, of course, and or if they're trying to sell a new item and the thing looks beat up, then yeah, I mean, that's a big thing. Don't be greedy for the money. If there's any red flags, then, or if your instincts are blaring, if your spider sense is tingling, any of that kind of stuff, like, just get out. Or don't buy the item. I'm always checking when I'm buying new items, I'm always checking the seals. I'm always checking the stickers,
Right,
and stuff like that. As far as the people, I mean, like I said, you should be meeting inside of a coffee shop or inside of the bank, never in the parking lot, because then people act right, or do what I do and shove a camera in their face and then they act right. But yeah, like. As far as reading people, if there's any red flags, then just call it off, or say, like, I'm not interested, or whatever.
right. I like how you said, and this is what leading to my next kind of point, like establishing rapport with the seller, and rapport being a very short-lived kind of like buddy kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Or something that kind of breaks the ice. And I like how, and I've even seen it on your channel, on your videos, you're like, "What's up?" Like, you literally are like, "What's up?" You treat him like a friend, right?
Oh yeah, the one that's coming out today is great. Like, it is. I'm like best friends with the guy within seconds. It's awesome.
Yeah, and that's Good, because the person is probably going, this is my buyer. Like, regardless of what happens, if I get
Yeah.
talked down, like, this is still the buyer, right? They're
Yeah.
probably thinking,
Oh yeah.
I like this guy, right?
And that's the thing. So I've talked about this before. That's the thing is that the other person might be just as apprehensive as doing Craigslist as you are, and so in my mind, so yeah, like I'm a big guy or whatever, but I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel awesome. I want them to feel amazing about getting the deal and either selling me something great for good money or me buying something from the, or me selling something to them. But like I want them to feel comfortable. And so I'm never going up like, hey, hi, you
You
got you
don't want
got
to do
you got
that.
my item, right? So I'm always you try to make friends with them right away, and you're excited to see them. I always am. Every time someone comes to me, I'm hyped. I'm excited for people to come down and come hang out for a second and bring me stuff.
Because that's like your
I'm that
salary,
guy.
right? That's your salary. Like, that dude is part of your salary, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and then plus
So,
you might, and then I always tell people, save my number. I always tell them, say I write them a text afterwards. Well, I tell them on the spot too, but I write them a text afterwards. I say thanks again, save my number, and I write Night Craigslist buyer, and I put that in quotes, and so hopefully they'll save my name as that. So even if they forget my weird name, then they'll oh, who's that guy? Oh, Craigslist. I'll search on my phone, Craigslist guy, Night Craigslist buyer. And so like I'm always building rapport because I might make $20 off of them today, or not 20, but 40, 50, 60 plus off of them today. But they might hit me up 6 months from now with $1,000 MacBook or something that I can buy.
yeah, no, I hear you, man. So you gotta, it's not that it could be a one and done deal. It could be a 1 in 20 over deal. Like, you
It
just have
happens
to
to
treat
me.
them with respect.
It happens to me all the time. I have a ton of regulars. Actually, I have a file with all my regulars, and I have all their numbers saved. And every weekend or every other weekend, I say, "Anything for sale? What do you got?"
That's so
Because
cool,
because,
man.
because I buy from resellers too. So like I get people, just like how you watch the TV shows and the people will buy the storage units and stuff, and they'll get things. And maybe they don't, maybe they're old school. They don't want to go on eBay. They're selling to other people that want to make money off of it the second time. And so like I got a lot of people that get buy stuff from the swap meets, do the storage units and stuff. And so I'll be hitting them up like every weekend or every if I don't want to be annoying about it every other weekend, and I'll message them like what's up, what do you got?
That's crazy. Like, everyone wants to make money. Like, everyone
Oh
just
yeah,
wants to liquidate, and someone wants to take it here, put it there. Like, it's just really cool how it all works.
oh yeah.
Um, let's talk about, okay, so how do you talk down the price even a little bit more? Like, you're agreeing with someone, like, car doors are opening, hey, what's up? And like, in your mind, are you going like, I still want the agreed price, or like, I'm Knight from Craigslist and I am going to get this thing lower? Is that going on through your head at all?
I would love to do that. I mean, that'd be funny if I did that and cut people down even more. But I mean, to be honest, the price is pretty much always already agreed on at the time. The only time I ever talk people down more is if they kind of misrepresented the item.
Right.
Like, so I'll buy the Apple MP, I'll buy the iPods, and so like people will bring them to me, and it's the old click-wheel iPods, and they got the chrome back and stuff, and they'll say, oh yeah, no dings, all perfect, or my favorite, like new, when it looks like it's been through a drying machine and all that. And so anyway, so if they show up with stuff that is misrepresented a little bit, then I'll talk them down. I did that again with that guy that I made best friends with, that I'm going to post today. He actually brought me something, and he really, you'll see, he really did misrepresent it a ton, like a lot. And so I actually offered half or less than half of what we agreed on the text, because it was completely horrible. It was
That
it was fun.
sucks.
It was funny, but it was a
All right,
because
so
a lot of times people just want to sell it fast, so they will say, they will say like new, but it's
it
really
just
not.
wastes
We got to be
everyone's
honest.
time, right? It wastes their
Yeah,
time, and it's
that
crazy.
sucks.
So let's get a scenario going right here. You meet up with someone for a Jambox Bluetooth speaker thing.
Right.
It's new, or it's wanting contests, and you flip these things before, right? So
Yeah.
the car doors open, hey, what's up? And you look at the box and you realize, okay, the seal looks like it's been heated off, or the seal
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
been opened.
Yeah.
And it's a little circular thing. Sometimes it's holographic. There's so many different seals out there, and you can tell, like, when you can tell the tape that was used at the factory versus tape that they might have used at the home. Like, you know what I'm
Scotch
saying?
tape.
Yeah,
Scotch
Scotch
tape on
tape.
a $500 item.
So you see this, and now the agreed price. Do you still try to go for the item? You're like, okay, this thing now is used on eBay. It's not even new, what's going on through your head? Now I got to like put it 80%,
I'll cut
80% down of what we're agreeing on here.
50%. I cut them in half right away. Like
Okay.
if it's missed, I mean, because obviously it's already crappier than I thought to begin with, and so and this happened a lot recently, actually, in the last couple of weeks, and I will literally I'll cut them in half for it. Someone tried to sell me a camera they said was new, and I opened it up, and not only was it not sealed, but the camera wasn't wrapped in plastic.
Oh
And
man.
then I opened up the camera, and the SD card's already installed, and the battery's already
Oh.
installed, which never happens. And but here's the thing: is that guy was one of my regular sellers, and so I just let it fly. I did offer him less, but let it fly. But I wish I would have turned it on, because when I went inside and turned it on, there was pictures of him on the camera. I'm like, come on, guy. But yeah, so when something's misrepresented, then yeah, like I'll cut them in half right away.
Does 50% seem to like not only make you happy, but does 50% cutting them in half seem to also mitigate things that could be wrong with it because it's not new anymore? Is that kind of like a really good, you go into this 50% mode like immediately, you see the tapes, okay, not right, you're immediately saying 50, or are you going less than that ever?
Sometimes I do less than that. I mean 50 is the vague answer, but yeah, of course, if I know that, so in my mind, I'm super excited, I'm super hyped to see a brand new item. It's amazing. I'm going to make so much money off of it, and it shows up and it's nothing, or it's used or whatever. And so then in my mind, I kind of know what the what the used price would be, and so I have to cut it in half. And if I don't, because I was already offering a pretty decent, I mean, let's say I was offering a decent price, the guy was really good to negotiate with me, and I was already paying a pretty good price for new, then I have to cut it in half, because otherwise then I wouldn't make any money.
Okay. What is your loss average per month on bad Craigslist buys? I mean, every time you mess with eBay, you get returns. You mess with Amazon, you get returns, or something's not as described. So clearly, you're buying some stuff from Craigslist. You put it on eBay, or maybe you reflip it on Craigslist. Well, let's take the Craigslist part out of it. Like if you flip it on Craigslist, the deal is done. But if you reflip it on eBay, you are still subject to all the eBay policies and buyer-seller policies.
Sure.
So what's your kind of loss or shrinkage looking like every month? It's got to be super small though, right?
Yeah, it's really small. I've been pretty lucky. I mean, I don't sell thousands of items just yet. I will be soon, but right now I get very, very, very little returns, even on new stuff. And that's another thing too, is that I see a lot of people, a lot of resellers or new resellers talking about being afraid to do electronics. I sell a ton of electronics. I sell tens of thousands of dollars a year in electronics. And I don't want to say I've been lucky. I think that people are just like, they only hear the horror stories. And so I don't think I've had a return of an item that I've sold for over $50, or let's say over $80 or $100 in years.
Okay.
But again, honestly, I don't sell $100,000 a year. I sell less than that. But anyways, as far as loss, like pretty much never. And even then, like I've never had anyone, return fake stuff or whatever. Like if someone wants to return it, for me, in my experience, if someone wants to return an item that I bought, it's always that item. It's because they don't like it. Mm-hmm. And just like Target or Walmart, you gotta do good business. You gotta take returns, and if the people don't like it, and the fact is that if they return a new item, you'll get it back used. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year, all year, and it'll be so little money, and you'll get the item back, you'll get the box back. You'll have to sell it as used. But guess what? If you made a good deal for that new item, then you'll get your money back. Yeah, you'll sell it as used, and you'll get the money back. You'll get your money back. You won't lose anything.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you kind of like an elaboration on a question that I'm seeing is that you do electronics because you love electronics, you understand electronics, right?
Yeah.
Like it's something that you understand. So if a beginner's out there and going like, what should I look for on Craigslist? I want to do this too. I want to make some money, kind of like Knight does.
Yeah.
Well, if you had to give one piece of advice to answer that, like, what would you say? I mean, it clearly doesnn come down to an item. Like, just look at your electronics. It doesn't come down to that. What does it come down to?
So if you want to learn, if you want to learn, and if you want to learn electronics and get into it, then all you got to do is just go to your local store and see what they're selling, and see what's most popular. You see what's in the commercials. You see the GoPros and commercials and stuff, and you just look for what's popular. And I mean, that's pretty much what I do. I mean, whenever I like whenever I need to go to a store or whatever and find something new, then I'll go and look at the new brands. I'll go look at the new models. I'll find out that GoPro is doing the 5 now, and so I'll add that to my list. So if you want to learn, then yeah, you just see what, you just see what the big retailers are selling. I mean, so I do collectibles too here and there. You know, I'll do the Lennox collectibles, and what I'll do is you know, if you go to a department store, if you go to Macy's or whatever, then you'll see all the different brands they sell, the Lennox collectibles and all that kind of stuff. Or even you go in the kitchen section, you learn what learn stuff to look for. Anything that's new, it'll be in the retail stores. You just walk around, pay attention. If you really want to get educated, you bring a notebook, you write down all the good stuff, all the most expensive things in kitchen section. You write all the most expensive stuff in the electronics section. You write down all the most expensive stuff in the collectible section, and you learn that way. So just start looking for that, because people are selling it new right now.
That's true. Let's talk about, are Craigslist scams really prevalent, or are they just really inflated through media?
Yeah, I mean, it is inflated through media. I mean, I don't want, you definitely got to be careful out there. But yeah, I mean, there's, I'm doing, 1 to 10 Craigslist things a day, and I'm fine. No one's ever tried to get anything over on me. There's bazillions of trillions of gazillions of Craigslist deals and transactions all throughout the day. And yeah, there's no, I mean, it's out there, so be careful. Don't be sending any money to any Nigerian princes.
Right, that's true.
But as far as like in person or whatever, just make sure you got your counterfeit pen, because I keep on hearing this all the time. People, even Target, when I go to Target, and they'll run my $10 bill or my $20 bill through the counterfeit machine all the time now for like the last couple months. And
wow.
So you need to go on Google, search for counterfeit bills and learn how to see counterfeit bills. I show that in my videos all the time. Get the counterfeit pens. Look for them on it. You can buy counterfeit pens at any office supply store. Target, Walmart, Amazon, eBay. I put a link to them in my videos. I use that. They're awesome. And but yeah, I mean, that's the biggest, as far as meeting in person and selling things and buying things. Then that's the biggest thing to worry about, is the counterfeit cash. Because my friends, I've heard of people getting like $300 of counterfeit money and stuff, and you don't want to be that person, because when you hand that over to the bank teller or put it in the machine, it doesn't give it back to you. So you do need to protect yourself that way.
Do you, when you say you do need to protect yourself, some people might protect themselves with guns, they might protect themselves with bats or whatever. Do you GoPro all your deals, or just because you have the YouTube channel, you start GoProing? But do you ever kind of insure yourself somehow?
So the easiest thing that I do, and the biggest thing that I do right now is, and you can do this with multiple people. I screenshot the phone number that texts me, or the email, or usually by the time that they come to meet with me, and then I have their phone number. And so I will screenshot that on my phone, and then I will instantly push share, and I will share that to my best friend's email. And so anytime, even me, like, so I have no fear response. I don't care, but I still do that, like, because you never know. You don't want to mess around. And so as far as safety, then I do that every once in a while. But other than that, as long as you any red flags, you leave. Any red flags, like, I don't care. You walk away. I don't care how awkward it is. It's not worth it. But other than that, you just go and you meet inside places, and that's it.
Yeah. Let's go now and transition into assessing the items and where you're going to flip them after you've bought them from someone on Craigslist. Most of your deals do not go back on Craigslist, or do most of them go to eBay? If you had to look at your deals that you source from Craigslist, do most of them go to eBay, right?
Yeah. So I instantly put them in my eBay store instantly. Mm-hmm. No death, hashtag no death piles. I instantly list stuff as fast as I can. But yeah, while I'm listing on eBay, then I will quickly put stuff. I will list it on Craigslist, and then for all the items, I will always select what is it called? Show items. I forget what the actual option is, but it says like show other, include this in my other items on Craigslist, so that when you meet up with people and they're super cool and they buy something from you, like let's say if someone comes and buys something from me and they're super cool and they're always buying electronics, I can send them a link to my Craigslist items, and you can find that yourself. It's on your account page, and it says like user equals, and it has your number, and you can actually send them that, And as long as when you list your items on Craigslist and you select that box that says show my other items,
Mm-hmm.
it will be included in that list. And so
Oh,
I'm able
wow.
to send people that, and then I tell them to save that link. And whenever they go to that link, it'll always have what I'm selling. But yeah, I instantly list on eBay. I throw especially the big stuff on Craigslist. I'm going to begin doing pickup only on eBay. So my big stuff like my vacuums and my stereos and all that, I'm going to do pickup only on eBay, and then just go from there.
What's a Craigslist deal that always finds its way back to Craigslist? You said vacuum cleaners. Give me another
Yeah, the
one.
big stuff. Another one. So I said the 5.1s, the
Oh, the big things. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the Vizio. I have one right now. I have a Vizio with a 5.1, and you go to Costco and you see like they're gigantic boxes and it has a subwoofer in it. So yeah, so anything huge that I don't want to deal with shipping. Like yeah, I can make money. So if you're in a rush for money, then yeah, you need to learn how to use UPS and use FedEx SmartPost to ship big items. But if you need the money now and you need to flip it fast. But for me, I put all the big items, directly right on Craigslist. I'm trying to think of another big one, but those are the prevalent ones that I get that are, $50 to ship. So, and
Right.
I'll do it. I'm just not. I'm personally not in a rush for money myself. So.
Right. Let's talk about, do you allow any downtime from the buy time to when you relist? This is an important question, I think, because it's kind of like, I don't know, it's not taboo, but like, do you just literally like, oh, thanks for your item, and you throw it right back on Craigslist?
Oh yeah, I'll
Really?
have
Like
that.
straight up, like same
That thing.
day?
I'll have that thing in Craigslist in 15 minutes. I'll
Wow.
have it. I'll have it right back on there. I'll go. I'll walk through that door, and I'm gonna move to my desk, and I'm gonna be instantly putting that thing back on eBay and on Craigslist immediately. But here's the thing: is that I'm not shy about saying that I resell it. I don't advertise it, but I tell people. So let's talk about this. I mean, people are afraid to say that they resell. And yeah, that's okay. Well, that makes sense sometimes, but for me, like I just say I do, and not only will that bring me return customers, but then there's no shyness about it. There's no taboo about it. I tell, like you'll see in my videos, I tell people that people ask me, why? Oh, why are you buying? Why are you selling? Oh yeah, I resell. I buy and sell. I say I buy and sell stuff all the time, is what I say, and people don't care. They want the money, so
Yeah,
it's all good.
I hear you. What ROIs are you typically targeting on your Craigslist deals? Like when you pick up a deal on Craigslist, are you looking at like, okay, this thing is, if it optimally sells where I want it to, 300%, 400%?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta at least double my money. I don't mind sitting on stuff for a while, but yeah, I mean, if I can triple, quadruple, then that's good. But I got it, especially because I buy a lot of expensive stuff. Like I spend a lot of money, and you can start small. You can buy little calculators and little hard drives and stuff, and start small. But I buy, I'm spending hundreds of dollars a day on Craigslist, and so like I at least got to double my money, because then I'll just sit on it, and I really don't care.
Okay. In your eyes, why is the buy price so important to the overall picture?
I mean, it's because like if you make a mistake, or if you make a mistake in price, then there's that. If you do get returns, then there's that. There's always the fees, so you got to work in the fees. I do a lot of free shipping on popular electronics, so you gotta count that in. So yeah, I mean, what do they say? The popular saying, you make the money when you buy, you
That's
make the
right.
deal. So that'll leave you room for lots of mistakes. When you're cutting down the price as much as you can.
Right. So let's get to the key takeaway portion of this broadcast. We're almost off the air here in a second, but is
Yeah,
Craigslist something that everyone needs to do?
yeah. I mean, it's super easy. If I had a job, if I had a full-time job, I'd still be doing it. I'd still be looking for my favorite 5 items. I'd be meeting people in the evenings, and having them come by and hang out for a minute. I just buy from them real fast, and then I throw it on eBay right away, and that's extra gas money. If I had an 8-hour full-time job or whatever, then you get extra play money on that. But yeah, like you can be outsourcing, you can be out finding stuff for eBay and out finding stuff for Amazon, and people will be texting you while you're out, and they'll be responding to your messages that you sent either last night or this morning, and people will be coming to you. And yeah, so yeah, if you're out there doing that, even if you got a part-time job, full-time job, then yeah, you need to work that in for sure.
All right. Just discuss 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages to using Craigslist.
I guess so. The advantage is, for me, it's having people coming to me. I don't got to leave. I haven't left to go source. I haven't gone out sourcing. I haven't left the house for 7 years. People come to me, so that's why I love it. But then disadvantage, I guess, you got to negotiate with people. It's not just an item. It's not just an item sitting on the shelf. So you do got to deal with people. You do got to negotiate with people. You do got to meet with people. But that's really not not a big deal.
Okay.
It's not as you hear all the bad stories or whatever. It's not as bad as anyone makes it out to be at all. I have women coming to meet me to sell stuff and all that kind of stuff, and I'm giving them cash and all that. Everyone should be doing it. It's easy.
Okay. Before we get to the very last question, your YouTube channel again for anybody that wants to follow you.
So right now, I'll be branding it in the future, but right now you just search Night Required Field, or you go to nightrequiredfield.com. It'll take you there. Or I think right now, if you search Night Craigslist, then I think I'm like the second or third video, and then I assume that the link will be down here in the description of this video too. So
that's right. And then the very last question is, how does Craigslist compare to OfferUp? Oh, there you go. Go ahead. There you go.
Right here. I'm talking right now, so that to make sure it gets on the screen.
We see it. So the last question is, how does Craigslist compare to OfferUp or LetGo in your opinion?
So right now I use OfferUp a ton, and then I used to use LetGo back in the day, and I just now started using it again because I'm just mass listing things. But so OfferUp is great. I need to start buying more stuff on OfferUp. I don't search for stuff on OfferUp right now, but I need to. But right now in my mind, as far as selling, then Craigslist and OfferUp are even. And actually, I assume that all the apps are going to start over. I mean, Craigslist is huge and everyone knows it, but you definitely need to start messing with the apps. OfferUp, LetGo, maybe Close 5. I don't use it myself, but the apps are the future, right? So you definitely need to start looking into the OfferUps too. Right now, I just sell an OfferUp myself.
Okay. And that pretty much is the show. You can find them at Night Required Field on YouTube, nightrequiredfield.com. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks, brother.
You got it. And we'll see you on the next Hangout. Take it easy. Goodbye.